Hello everyone. Welcome back to the channel Talks with Thee. I remain yours truly, Mrs. Daughter O2, welcoming you back to yet another interesting and exciting episode on this channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. A special shout out to all my subscribers, the new and the old ones alike. Thank you for paying attention to this channel. Thank you for your words of encouragement, your comments and your feedbacks. We really do appreciate it. God bless you. God honor you. Thank you so much. So how are you doing? I hope and I pray that things will always go well with you, because it's the heart desire of God that all things work together for your good. So I pray that God will cause all your desires and your plans to come to pass favorably to His praise and to His glory. So God bless you. Welcome back. Welcome. All right. On today's episode, we just want to examine a topic I titled Evaluating Your Relationship. Relationship evaluation. Relationship evaluation. And somebody would ask me, what does it mean to evaluate your relationships? It's important for us to evaluate our relationships to see how our relationships are going. It's like you going for an examination in the hospital for the doctor to see you, run some tests to see how healthy you are, and to recommend perhaps some medications that you need to take to, maintain your health. So relationship evaluation simply helps us to know the condition, the state of our relationships, and to see how we can, do better, making sure that they are healthy, and the ones that are no longer working, with wisdom, see what we can do with them. As I was meditating and thinking about this topic to discuss with us, I just started thinking to myself, you have to know the relationships you want to run with. You need to identify the relationships you want to walk with, as in walking. And then you need to identify also the relationships you have to sit with. So there are different levels and stages and categories of relationships, and it's important that we know where to place every relationship in our lives, so we don't run with the ones we are supposed to work with. We don't run with the ones we are supposed to sit with. And it goes both ways. So it's important that you know the quality, the significance and the influence of the relationships that you have going on for you. So when we are talking about relationship evaluation, we are simply talking about a structured, reflective process by which you realistically assess your relationships to see how they are doing, to see how valuable they are, how important they are, how impactful they are, so that, okay, this relationship needs to be stopped, for example, diplomatically and with wisdom, and this relationship needs to be nurtured to take it to the next level. So when we talk about relationship evaluation, we are only saying, can you just sit down and take inventory of how this relationship has been in your life, the impact of this relationship, because whether you like it or not, every relationship you are into have an impact on you. Every relationship you are into, every relationship you allow. Remember, you have the opportunity to allow these relationships, okay? And then you have to set the tone. Relationships are things that nobody should force you into. Funny enough, you can be biological brothers and sisters, and yet the relationships are diverse. They are different. You have to define your relationship. You have to understand your relationship. You have to take the responsibility of understanding your siblings, for example, to have a relationship with them. Nobody can force any relationship on you. However you want the relationship to go, you have to define it. Okay? So it's important. So don't let nobody force relationship on you. And do not stay with a relationship that's not adding value to you anymore. You understand? Don't allow sentiments to come in to becloud your judgment, your good judgment, for you not to tell yourself the truth that there are some relationships that have expired. Yes. Some relationships expire in their usefulness to you because you have outgrown them. And such relationships must be put where it belongs. You are not being hateful, you are not being malicious, you are not quarreling, you are not fighting. You just know that you have outgrown some relationships, and then you gradually wean yourself off such relationships. You understand? So it's important that you take inventory, you evaluate your relationships to know exactly where you stand in those relationships. Because I think that relationship and friendships, basically, the main reason for it is to provide support. And they are supposed to, add value to our quality of life. They are supposed to improve on our quality of life. Good relationships and friendships alike. They are supposed to promote our self-confidence and provide honesty and unconditional love. Okay? And also helps us to make progress in our mental state, progressively. You understand? Your mentality, your mental state is balanced. Relationships that are stressful take so much from you that it affects your mental health. So in this new year, I don't want us to stick to relationships that are no longer working. Stick to relationships that have served your purpose. Yes, there are some relationships that come to serve your purpose at a particular point in time in your life that must not linger on. They are good persons, I agree. But you know what? You have outgrown such relationships. Your mental capacity has improved. Your perception to life has improved. And everything around you, the way you look at life generally has improved. So you have to move on. Okay? So this topic is for you to critically and intentionally, realistically assess your relationships and say to yourself, am I supposed to be in this relationship? Am I supposed to continue with this relationship? You have to be intentional about the relationships you allow into your life, because the relationship you allow into your life either make you or mar you. Is the truth. It either takes add value to you or takes value from you. It either increases you or depletes you. It's both ways. So there is no middle way. Okay? It's either the relationship is good or it's not. So on this episode, I'm encouraging you to be bold enough to assess your relationships, to know where you stand in your relationship, and to see if you want to go forward with that relationship or you want to redefine it, or you want to just let it rest. Okay? So how do we even assess, the people in relationship with us, for us to even know what to even start looking out for? For you, the character or people in relationship with you, you have to assess it, you have to evaluate it. What are your skills? What are your knowledge base? Okay, what are your behavioral patterns? What are your actions like? All these things are hints for you to know the different personalities of people, to know if it will work with you or not. So like I said earlier, no relationship should be forced on you. Okay, so you have to, realistically assess these individuals in your life. And it's supposed to be vice versa. As you are assessing them, they are supposed to be assessing you, so that you will know how far you can go. There are some relationships that should end at a handshake. Is the truth, not to sit down and talk. So you have to know what you want. All right, fine. So when we are evaluating our relationship, there are some things that we have to consider. Number one is trust and respect. You will ask yourself, in this relationship I find myself, is there trust? Can I trust this person? Because can I be vulnerable with this person in this relationship with me? Over the years, can I trust the person? Is this person trustworthy? And respect. Does this person respect me? Does this person respect my opinion? Does this person respect my feelings? Does this person respect my boundaries? All those things are things you have to assess when you are assessing your relationship. So you will come to the conclusion if this relationship is worth keeping. So you don't litter yourself with a lot of relationships that are draining you. Okay, now that's one thing you have to do. Trust and respect. Find out the level of trust and the respect in that relationship. Number two, what is the communication pattern? Are we communicating well? Or is the communication one-sided? Because sometimes relationships are one-sided. They are not balanced. You are the one that is wanting to talk about things and getting it over. The other person is not giving attention. So are we relating well? Are we communicating well? Are we being heard? Are we listening to ourselves? Are we trying to understand ourselves? Or we are always misunderstanding ourselves? In relationships where people tend to misunderstand themselves more than they understand themselves, I think it's not a relationship you should keep going forward. Okay? That's one thing too you have to find out. And in that relationship also, find out your interests and your values. Are your interests and value clashing? Do you have the same kind of interests? Are they aligned? Do you like the same kind of things? Do you like going out like the other person does? Do you like parties like the other person does? Do you like to study like you have to understand your values and your interests. Do they align? If they don't align, I don't think that relationship should be, encouraged, because there's a clash. It's either one person is paying the price for the other person to have a good time. But if your interests and your value systems align, you can move forward. All right? Very important. And then supportive dynamics. Is this relationship supportive? Is this relationship supportive? Do I feel supported in this relationship? Because when you are in a relationship that is supportive, you feel encouraged to take steps, to do new things. For example, you tell someone in relationship with you of something you want to do, and the person follows you up to make sure that you do it as long as it's beneficial to you. The person will ask you, that thing you told me about, how far have you gone with it? That's a supportive relationship. So you ask yourself, in this relationship I find myself, do I feel I'm supported? Is there support in this relationship? Because there are some relationships, it's one-sided. The other person wants to be celebrated every time. And then the other person is just on the sideline. And when something happens in the life of that person, the other person is not excited. That is not a relationship to keep. Your relationship should be such that when you are happy, they are happy. When you are down, they are down. So supportive dynamics, we have to really pay attention to it. How supportive is this relationship to me? Do I feel supported? Do I feel I have someone? Do I feel I can count on this person? Is this person intimidated by my growth? Is this person intimidated by my success? Does this person dance when I dance? Laugh when I laugh? These are things that you are supposed to find out, and for you to know that, okay, this relationship is doing well. Let's go ahead with it. Then another thing too you have to look out for is consistency. How consistent is this relationship? Are we making time to nurture this relationship? Are we paying attention to this relationship? Both ways. Are we willing to invest time, our energy, our resources to making sure that this relationship is healthy and is beneficial? Listen to me. Except that the relationship is adding value to you, it's not something you should keep going. It's not something you should keep going. I think you should reconsider. Assess it. Are we paying attention to ourselves? Are we deliberate about this relationship we have? Are we willing to invest in this relationship? Do we have time to listen to one another, to find out from one another what is happening in our lives? If not, then that relationship is sick. And if you cannot talk about it and see how you can, bring it back to what it's supposed to be, then perhaps you have outlived that, relationship. That relationship has expired. Okay? And then conflict resolution. How do we resolve our conflicts, our disagreements and, different perceptions to things? How do we handle it? Do we handle our conflicts in a civilized manner? Do we try to listen to each other and begin, carry each other along, or are we in a hurry to break up? As soon as there's an issue, we are breaking up. We are not even looking forward to saving the relationship. In a relationship where conflict is not resolved amicably, with understanding, I don't know how healthy that kind of relationship is. Because if you don't mind losing that person in relationship with you, then there was none in the first place. Because any good relationship that is worth having should be such that you are supposed to fight for it. You are supposed to fight to maintain that relationship, to see that that relationship is saved. I heard someone said that person is very important in my life. I don't even want to be right. If it is that person, I don't want to lose that person. So I go all out to make sure that whatever it is resolved. So if your relationship is not in that state where conflict is resolved amicably, both sides, make compromises to accommodate one another, then I think you have to think about it again. Okay, so there are some things actually. It's not as if these things are not there, the relationship is completely worthless. You want to throw it away. Sometimes, if you can talk about these things, about your concern, talk about these things that you would wish to see in your relationship, and see if the other person is willing to make amends, to adjust, to own up to his or her responsibility, and to say, oh, I think you are right. Going forward, we can do better. Okay, then it can be saved. The relationship can be saved. But if the other person is adamant, the person is just bent on not even wanting to give attention to what your observations and your concerns are. I think it's a wake-up call for you to know that you are investing so much in that relationship and you are not getting as much out of that relationship. So I encourage us in this new year, please, do not keep at a relationship that has not added value to you. There are some relationships that will never allow you to go to the next level. Do you have a Jonah in your relationship? No matter how good you are, no matter how knowledgeable you are, no matter how favorable you are, if you have the wrong person in your company, it can affect you. Jonah was an example. The captain of that ship that Jonah boarded was the captain that was used to the sea. He was abreast with what happens on the sea. He knows how to navigate the ship because that's not his first trip. But a Jonah came on board and the safety of the ship was compromised because it was the wrong person in the company of that captain. So who is in your company? Who is that person that is you're calling a friend that is actually not a friend? You have to define your relationship this year. Please be sensitive, be intentional, so that you don't tag along with people that will never allow you to shine. Yes, you heard me right. Some people will never allow you to shine. They cannot even tolerate your glow, your glory. You know that you have a glory upon your destiny. Some people are blinded by your glory. They don't celebrate your glory. When something is happening for you and with you and through you, they are annoyed. It's even better for them to be the ones giving to you. But by the time you come of age and you are able to give, you start offending. It's true. There are some relationships that are not balanced. Please, stop being sentimental. Look through and know the relationships to keep and the ones not to keep. Remember, Lot was the nephew of Abraham. And there was nothing wrong about Abraham taking Lot along. But the time came, they could not stay together. Where we saw through scripture, it was after that Lot departed from Abraham that God spoke. God spoke and told Abraham to lift up his eyes and see. So as at that time that Lot was with him, he was spiritually blind. He was spiritually covered. That was the covering. There's a covering that comes upon us when we go into wrong company. It's true. It's true. When we're in the right company, we attract favor. We're in the right company, doors open for us on their own accord. When we are in the wrong company, anything can go wrong. Please, I beg you, be careful the company you keep. Be sensitive with the companies you keep. Be intentional with the relationships you allow in this year. Please, do not run with somebody that you're supposed to be sitting with. And do not run with someone you are supposed to be walking with. Every relationship has its own need and time. When you have lived some starting stages of your life, you are growing up, you should aim higher to a relationship that will make you to look forward, to make you to aim higher. One of my prayers this year actually is for God to give me quality relationships that will move me higher to the next level. This channel that I'm running right now, this YouTube channel that is going on right now, was initiated by a friend. She will not let me rest. On my own, I'm camera shy. I'm shy to speak, and people don't believe me. But I know myself. I'm a gospel minister, so when I'm singing, the boldness I exhibit, people think that's who I am. But that's a grace that comes upon me when I'm singing. That grace comes upon me. I just get connected to God and then I just flow, because it's unto Him I sing, you see. But when I'm talking to people, it's different. But many people don't know that I'm shy. That I can't even see myself. I can't even bear to watch myself, my videos. Okay? So I run away from anything that wants to bring me to the limelight. I want to run away from the spotlight. But this person, this relationship I have, I don't know what she sees in me. I'm telling you honestly. In the middle of the night, she's calling me. Early in the morning, she's calling me. Mrs. Sotu, I just saw something and I wish you were the one doing it. This is who you are. What are you doing, Mrs. Sotu? See what you can do about it. By all means, do something. Just go and say something and just post something. I tell you the truth under God. It was someone that pushed me into this YouTube channel that I'm having right now. So if your relationships are not pushing you to greatness, what are you doing with it? if they are not promoting your general well-being, what are you doing with it? If they are not adding value to your life, what are you doing with it? Honestly, what are you doing with it? Why are you carrying a dead horse around with you? I was thinking about it when I said about the dead horse. You know that a horse is energetic and full of life. When a horse is alive, I don't think it's lightweight. It's heavy, okay? Now, when the horse is dead, how heavy can that horse be? Now, so many of us are carrying relationships that are draining us on a daily basis. Any relationship that you don't celebrate in your heart when you think about it, it's not supposed to be in your life in the first place. In the company of the person, you are so intimidated, you are so oppressed and suppressed that you cannot be yourself. Every true relationship is supposed to allow you to be your original self, your authentic self, your very best self. In fact, you should realize what you have not realized before by the time a good person comes into your life to say, point out one or two of your strengths that you have not given attention to say, you are good at this, you are good at, I think you can do this. And they say, oh, I never thought of it. You mean I can do this? Oh, let me give it a try. That is, advancement. That is progress. You are progressing. So any relationship, people that have not added to your life until now and that you are still keeping, please find a place to take it out. Diplomatically, with wisdom. You don't need to fight now. No. You don't need to quarrel. Sometimes you don't even need to talk about it. You just step out quietly. You just exit the scene quietly. Yes, you can do that. And then you see that you are better off at the end of the day. So that's all I have for us on this episode. Please evaluate and reevaluate your relationships to see how useful they are, how worthy they are, how impactful they are, how influential they are upon your growth. Remember, it is about you, more especially. You are about your happiness, about your safety, about your general well-being. If this relationship is not attending to these things and more, please, I want you to systematically bring yourself out of them so that you can be more productive, you can be more enlightened, you can be more inspired to do greater and mightier things. Good relationship can take you higher than anything you can think about. And that's the kind of relationship I wish for you. Good, qualitative relationship. Good, qualitative, impactful relationships is what I wish for you this year, that you will enjoy. Okay? So God bless you. God honor you. Until I come your way again on yet another interesting episode, please like this video, share it also, and subscribe to this channel. Let's spread this news around, okay, so that these videos can be a blessing. All right, God bless you. So until I come your way again, this is me, D, saying thank you so much, and God bless you. Bye.